Namaste, everyone. Happy new day. Thank you for hearing the call and joining us for this divine appointment. This is Sophia.
And Pam.
And we're come. we're this is, I think, take 3. We keep having interruptions for our daily frequency session. But come, join us under this magnificent walnut tree in Pamela's backyard garden zoo as we set the intention of integrating disassociated aspects of ourselves, alternate personalities that have been created as a result of experiencing abuse. So it could be mental, psychological, or physical abuse. And in those experiences, we learn fear, and fear comes in many tonalities: anger, resentment, shame, blame, guilt, jealousy, abandonment, rejection, not feeling worthy. Could even come in as a form of revenge. And so, I'm inviting us to come and integrate these aspects that we hold in judgment about for ourselves, and holding love for ourselves away from ourselves. And this session is designed for that, and because our thoughts, anytime we have an experience, doesn't matter what the experience is, we develop a little story about ourselves, and that story is electric, and the emotion that goes along with that story is magnetic. So we have these bubbles of energy running in our field from our experiences that are electromagnetic in nature, and we will be able to recognize when we're set the energetic intention of being self-aware. So when we are self-aware, we will notice these triggers, because those triggers pull us into a disassociated aspect, and so we're actually at the mercy of our triggers, right? Rather than being in the captain and commander of our own destiny, of our own life experience. Because if we're constantly being pulled into those stories and from the past, where our body is programmed to be in the past and not being present to what is, because it's in the present moment that what is real, right? And when we set the intention of being present and aware, and just recognizing and being that third-party observer, that we are living the life that we're choosing for ourselves. We're not being directed by what we have experienced as the past, so our past doesn't follow us, right? So I'm just going to invite us to say yes to being released, having all quantum entanglements resolved, and during the session. And I'm just going to invite you to find a comfortable place to sit or lie down, preparing for the session. It's a little inner journey. And what we're going to do is invoke that energy frequency of the source of all creation, because that energy flows through everything. And some people that do Tai Chi are aware of the Qigong, are aware of that energy, right? And we're just say yes to allowing that energy to flow through our body and find resolution, and bringing all the energy within the body back to a state of harmony and balance, homeostasis, so that we're at peace in the present moment of now, and the body is disease free. We're not holding on to thoughts that cause. Pam's gonna play the singing bowls while you're finding a comfortable place to sit or lie down. just sharing this out. I have one more share to do. I'm just going to invite everyone to take a deep breath into the present moment. And set the energetic intention of saying yes to being having all aspects of ourselves, all disassociated aspects of ourselves, all alternate personalities, integrated into this present moment. Anywhere and everywhere where we're denying love for ourselves, can we say yes to loving ourselves enough to bring that aspect of ourselves back into oneness. I'm just going to invite you to allow yourself to move into the Taurus breath. The Taurus breath is a oneness breath, and this is a new way of actually breathing, where we breathe at the external world, the information. Like, we're not just breathing oxygen, we're breathing the information from the external world into the internal world, and then taking that in to be finding resolution within our self, and then breathing that internal world, that core essence, and breathing that up and breathing that out into our external world, because it's at the core of who we are is that peace, harmony, and the intelligence that creates life and that flows through all life. So that there's an intelligent field, a field of awareness that flows through everything, that is absolutely aware of everything about you, knows everything, knows all of your desires. And what we're inviting, the unconscious part of ourselves, that the one that is driving the show, because there's some people call it the subconscious. It's unconscious and it doesn't have any discernment. So we program it ourselves through what the patterns that we developed during our experience of life, right? And so once we're aware of it, we can harness that knowledge and set the intention of programming it for what we're desiring, right? So that it's not automatic, like, so that we're not driven by the triggers and falling prey to, where the body's programmed to live in the past. And we want to program the body, the unconscious part that's driving the experiences of our body, to be present here now, right? The power of now is so very important. So what you broadcast into the field from a coherent heart and a clear vision with the emotion of joy and feeling of peace is your destiny. And so I'm just going to invite everybody just to look at what actually stories are running in our field that are keeping us from taking that step in life, right? That's limiting our experience because we have this idea that unconscious ideas that are preventing us just from, it might be even stage fright or self-conscious thoughts about what people will think of us, because what does it really matter what other people think of us? It's what how we feel about ourselves is the most important thing, right? Their opinions are their opinions, and people have opinions about us, but that is they're seeing us through their own filters and what they believe to be true, and from their mental emotional state and state of consciousness. And so if they're still held in that third density illusion of separation and the mental, just running from what they believe to be true, why would we allow ourselves to be limited by something like that? So I'm inviting us to set the tone and begin to take the steps into raising our consciousness to the fifth dimensional consciousness of purified love, because that's where the soul resides. So do we really want to be in alignment with our soul's truth, with our destiny, that which we are destined to fulfill? What seed of potential have you put into your heart from the soul's level? And that's what we want to look at today. That's what we want to align with today. And I'm inviting you to just say yes to that, and saying yes to imprinting that unconscious part of ourselves with the idea, my ways are the ways of pleasantness, playful curiosity, grace and ease, lightheartedness, and joyful expectancy, like I was as a child. These are like the principles of the divine feminine principles. And when we have that, and we can actually activate those sacred masculine principles of, once we are aligned with our intuition within ourselves, aligned with the soul's truth, then we can put our attention to the external world and walk with confidence, boldly, fully embodied in the sacred masculine aspect of ourself, right? And creating the world that we know is possible for us, because that is the cycle of creation, right? Everything is first created energetically as a thought. And so when we hold a vision of what we're wanting as an experience, with a clear vision and feeling that feeling, it has to manifest for us, right? But it's up to us to stay diligent and hold that vision. And then whatever the current reality is to bridge the gap between whatever the resistance from the current reality to that which we're desiring to experience. And I'm just inviting you to say yes to this journey into your destiny. And so I'm just going to invite you to just close your eyes, and we're going to take 3 releasing breaths, breathing in through the nose, and just imagining those oxygen molecules are supercharged with the intelligence of the universe, because they are. They cannot not be. So imagine those supercharged oxygen molecules going into the nose, are circulating through our entire body, resetting the frequency of everything that's inside the body. And everywhere where we're still holding on to tension or holding on to a story, a disease, I'm just going to invite you just to set the energetic intention of releasing it with the breath by sighing it out and just letting it lift off the body. And just setting the intention of casting all those burdens, just handing them over to that intelligent field, the superconscious, the mighty I Am presence, the Christ within, the divine spirit within you, handing all your burdens over and allowing that energy to flow through your life, flow through the body, restoring the body to its natural state of well-being, wholeness, wholesomeness, vibrant health. And just taking a deep breath and blowing it out, sighing it, just allowing that to lift, and taking another deep breath. And just allow your breath to fall into that centering breath. Just moving into the core of who you are, dropping in. While staying as the observer, becoming aware of everything that's happening within you. And just ask yourself, what am I choosing? And when I'm speaking, I might trigger memories. And what I'm inviting you to do is just allow those memories to spin through like a movie reel in your mind's eye as we activate, putting those memories into active thought, conscious thought. And just allow them to spin through like that movie, and the film of that movie is going to drop on the floor, and it's going to be swept into the fires of the central sun. And just allowing those, any attachment to people, place, and events that were disturbing to be zipped off into nothingness, into the central sun, into the core of who you are. Know that everything that's ever happened to you from the higher self's perspective is just love. So anywhere where you're still judging yourself, holding an aspect of yourself from that love, I'm inviting you just to set the intention of bringing that back into love. Just say, I love myself when I think of that. Whatever that is. And if there's somebody that's involved, if you've been mentally, emotionally, and or physically abused by someone, I'm going to invite you to become empowered and restore your energy from that person, place, or event by saying, I love myself when I think of, and then say their name. It might be difficult, but I'm honestly, once we make the decision to be empowered rather than disempowered, rather than being a victim and flowing our energy to that person or event, we can start the recovering those aspects of ourself. Yes. You feel that? Just allow yourself to come back to yourself. So I'm going to ask you again, is there any event in your life where you're still holding love from yourself because of a judgment about yourself or someone else? And if somebody has abused us, they themselves have been abused. And so that when we say, I love myself when I think of, and then say that bully's name, being abused. And just notice what you notice in your body when you say that. When you have the courage to actually say that. Because then we're actually moving ourselves into vibrational harmonic alignment with the soul's truth. Will you choose to be whole and living the experience that you came here to experience in love and joy? Because our experience of life is designed to be oh so very good. When we're aligned with the natural world, because everything in the natural world is provided for free. You don't have to do anything to deserve it. It's not about being worthy or not worthy. It's just here as an offering, as an experience. and just allow that. The flower blooms to release its fragrance. It doesn't worry about if something is going to land on it, or the wind's going to blow it over, or the rain will come and drown it. It doesn't worry about that. It just blooms for the sake of its blooming, because that life force energy that inspires it to fulfill its full destiny is there supporting it. And I'm just going to invite you to surrender to that field of intelligence that's inspiring you from your soul's truth to fulfill your reason for being here now. Who do you know yourself to be? Ask yourself, who am I? The real me, free from all any fears that I might have acquired that aren't me. So I'm going to ask you again, are there any thoughts, any memories of being manipulated psychologically? If somebody's hurt you because of their own emotional and mental state and state of consciousness. And to say, I love myself when I think of that. And this is an access consciousness clearing statement, and everything that is, right, wrong, good, bad, pot and pock, all infinite shorts, boys and beyonds, times a gazillion, by the power of 3 times 3 times 3, I make it so, I make it so, I make it so, and so it is done, so be it. And just breathe, and just surrender, and allow that life force energy, that intelligent energy, to flow through your body and flow through your field of experience. I'm just going to invite you to think, is there anywhere where you're still disempowered? Where you're keeping love away from yourself because of an event with someone that was emotionally and mentally and or physically incapable of not harming you? And just say, I love myself when I think of that. I love myself when I think of, and then say their name, being abused. Hurt people hurt people. Disempowered people cause others to be disempowered, but they themselves aren't empowered in that moment. Because they've given their power away to an idea or a feeling or to their own chemical biology, driven by their own biology and physiology of their body. They're disassociated from the source of who they are, so they're wanting to get their energy from outside of themselves. rather than plugging in, aligning in vibrational harmonic alignment with the truth of who they are. But it's up to us to be the adulting, and choosing. What are we choosing? What are you choosing? I choose higher states of awareness, higher states of consciousness. I choose to love for the sake of loving. So I'm going to ask you again, is there any aspect of yourself that you're keeping love away from yourself? And everything that is, right, wrong, good, bad, pot and pock, all infinite shorts, boys and beyonds, times a gazillion, by the power of 3 times 3 times 3, I make it so, I make it so, I make it so, and so it is done, so be it. Just breathe, soften, open, surrender, and allow that energy to flow and spin through, restoring you to you. What is your highest potential? What is it that you, that spark, put within your heart, that you are destined to fulfill, destined to experience? What does that feel like? To be aligned with the soul's truth, aligned with that infinite intelligence that supports all life, the Great Spirit, Divine Spirit. Infinite awareness, the mighty I Am presence. I love myself in this. Now I'm going to invite you to reach your hands out to your sides with the palms facing upwards. And the left hand is going to reach into the past. It's going to actually go all the way to the center, to the core of who you really are. That 0 point field, the void, the launching pad of creation. No thing. Just set the intention of dropping all identities, all your experiences. You are not your experiences. No thing, dropping into no thing. Pure awareness. And then we're going to invoke the light field. Thoughts are things, they exist as light. That infinite field of living light. All thought potentiality. And then invoking your original template. The perfect idea in the mind of infinite intelligence. Some people call it the mind of God. As long as we don't put an identity to that word God. Invoking your original template of love. With all of your attributes, all your gifts, your spirit, ego, mind, personality, just put all of that in the palm of our left hand. And then we're going to reach into the future, your soul's destiny, your spirit's destiny, that which you are destined to fulfill. In accordance with your soul's plan. And we're going to put that into the palm of your right hand. And we're going to call up all lifetimes, all dimensions, all realities, all space-time and non-space-time, all alternate realities, and holding them in the palms of our hands. Now you're going to raise your hands up. And then we're just going to clap our hands together, past, present, future. And we're going to bring our hands down in the prayer position until your hands are right in front of the thymus gland. And the thymus gland is between the throat and the heart. It's the master gland for the immune system. It's also the seat of the soul, known as the high heart, the lighthouse. We're going to tap it 3 times, activating it. 1, 2, 3. And as we activate it, an electrical current is going to every cell into the mitochondria. Mitochondria, little energy centers in your cells, in the cells of your body. And now we're going to take our tongue and tap it to the roof of our mouth, locking this in, being totally present here now with the breath. Now I'm going to invite you to put your hands in the dove mudra. And if you don't know what that is, just put one hand over the other and just put your hands over the top of the thymus gland. There's light coming from the palms of your hands, and you're just flowing that light, purified love, into the thymus gland and into your whole body. And just breathing. Super conscious, divine spirit, you see all that? Please treat it. Treat all experiences, all energy centers, the meridians, the energy body, the etheric, astral body, the emotional body, and restore the physical body. Restore every cell. So every cell is operating at optimum efficiency. Restoring the molecular structure of the water in the body for perfect hydration. Restoring the element of fire to balance in all systems. Restore the element of water throughout the entire body. Thank you. And just say yes to that. Yes. And just observe. Open, soften, and allow. And just breathe into the present moment of now. And now I'm going to invite you to think of that perfect idea in the mind of the divine, your soul's truth, that which you're destined to fulfill. that which you came here to experience, that you might have forgotten. And what would it feel like to actually be fulfilling your divine design? What would it feel like to have all of your gifts activated? Opening your eyes and your ears, and aligned with an opened heart, where your gut brain, your intuition, the heart brain, and the left and right hemisphere are balanced to fulfill all of who you are. And total awareness to the truth of who you really are. Yes, say yes to that. And now from that perspective, I'm just going to invite you to put your hands into your future self. Put your feet into your future self. Align your heart with your future self. And just allow that integration. And feel what it feels like. What does your future self know? And now from that perspective, I'm just going to invite you to look back at your current reality. And set the intention of bridging the gap between your current reality and your future destiny, your desired reality. And just ask yourself, what is my next best step to fulfilling my destiny? And then take the inspired action. And now I'm just going to invite you just to drop into yourself, going back into the zero, dropping into the 0 point field, the void, letting go of all of it. And now become aware of your wholeness, your wholesomeness, your vitality, the truth of who you really are in this very now moment. And as you become more aware of the seat you're sitting on or where you're laying, your feet on the floor, you can wiggle your fingers and toes. And before you open your eyes, I'm going to invite you to lock this in by taking your middle finger and your index finger, and then just bending your fingers towards the thumb, tapping your thumbs on the tip of your fingers 3 times. 1, 2, 3, squeeze. Take a breath. And settle in. And now take your tongue and tap it to the roof of your mouth, locking it in. And as you open your eyes, become aware of what you become aware of. Stay tuned in to that infinite awareness field, listening to that divine guidance as to what your next best step is to fulfilling your destiny, that which you are destined to fulfill. Focusing on creating that which you are wishing to create. Creating wholesomeness. Everything's already been handed over. And I give thanks under grace and by the law of one, the law of love, that your spirit, mind, ego personality goes free to be joyful, harmonious, and loving, expressing youthfulness, vitality, radiant health, and wellness the way it is designed to be. Perfect health, perfect wealth, perfect body design and expression. And I give thanks under grace and by the law of one, the law of love, that it is here now in the perfect way, with ease and glory. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, the Divine Mother. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. And everything that is not that, right, wrong, good, bad, pot and pock, all infinite shorts, boys and beyonds, times a gazillion, by the power of 3 times 3 times 3, I make it so, I make it so, I make it so, and so it is done, so be it. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Happy New Day, everyone. Remember,
The past is the past, and every moment is a new beginning. This moment is a new beginning. This day is a new day, and I give thanks for this new day, this day of miracles. Miracles shall follow miracles, and wonders shall never cease.
Happy New Day.